And this way, for the people that registered that can't make it, they missed out on that really cool part, right? So next time they'll show up, maybe. So a little bit of a teaser. So what we're going to talk about tonight is something I was inspired with the other day, and it really, you know, I get a topic, it kind of comes to me, and then I let it sit for a little bit, and I play with it, and then the most important thing to me is that these are skills that are useful for you. So I really welcome any and all feedback that you have about it. If there's subjects that I speak on or teach and it's something that's really worthwhile for you, then let me know. And if it's something that you think is a waste of time, let me know that too. If there are things that I'm not talking about that you want me to talk about, let me know. This is for you. Okay. I make my money elsewhere doing other things. I love speaking. I love teaching. And I'm doing this as a way of helping people that are going through a situation that none of us have ever been before, right? So what happens when you go through something that you've never been through before is we're uncertain. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know where things are going. We don't know when the world's going to reopen exactly. It looks like things are getting better, but they're not really telling us much of anything. So with that level of uncertainty, you know, people look for, well, how can I gain certainty? Where can I get certainty from in my life? How can I, what can I hold on? You know, we like certainty. We like habits. We like things to be familiar and the same, and we're creatures of habit. So, you know, when things are all over the place and we have nothing to grasp hold of, then we try and grab a hold of whatever seems stable. But here's the thing, you know, and I love this expression. It was used in a really cool movie, but it's wherever you go, there you are, right? So if you need someone to always be there, someone that you can always depend upon, someone that's always going to be there to be stable for you, then that should be you. You're always there for yourself. Yes. And it's not about being independent where like, I don't need anyone else in my life. No, we all need people and we all depend upon others in our life, but not everyone is always going to be there for you in the way that you need them to. I mean, you know, we're fortunate. We have good friends. We have people that support us. We have people that we can go to and run things past. I mean, hopefully you do. And this is what keeps us sane. But really, it's a time also to look within to find your inner strengths, right? So a lot of people, they're panicking now and they're like, oh my God, I can't handle this, or I'm stuck home, or, you know, but this is not a new problem to them. It's a new symptom. It's a new
challenge,
cause of problems, but really what's going on is it's exaggerating stuff that they already had going on within them. So really the cumulative effect of doing this, like the people that have been coming for a couple of weeks now, we're building one skill on top of the other so that it builds within you a level of resiliency where the certainty doesn't come from without. The certainty comes from within. So I'm watching one of my mentors talk on overcoming doubt. And I gave a talk earlier today on this to kind of prepare for you guys tonight. And it really it got me thinking about something. And it's like, there's a message that everybody needs to hear right now. And it's really important message for you. So I want you to really, really listen closely, because there's a lot of doubt in the world right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of doubt as to when things are going to return to normal, or if they're ever going to return to what we know is normal. There's the new normal, or whatever you want to call it. But this level of doubt can creep into all areas of our lives. But here's the important message. Under no circumstances doubt yourself. So when you feel yourself doubting who you are and doubting if you can survive this, or doubting if you can be resilient enough, or doubting if you have what it takes to make it through this, to not just survive, but to maybe even start to thrive on the other side of this, then you need to overcome those doubts. So that's what we're going to work through tonight, is overcoming that doubt, not doubt about what's going on in the world, but really the doubts that start to creep in about ourselves and our skills and our abilities. So the important message that I want to get through to you tonight is you're amazing. You're wonderful. You've been through some stuff in your life and you survived it. Okay. And you'll survive this. And you just have to really go within and pull out those skills and abilities that you already have. Maybe lean on those friendships that you already have. Maybe speak to people that boost that little bit of positive energy in you and help you to realize the best parts of yourself, because you have the resources within you already. You have all the areas of your life and everything. And I believe this wholeheartedly. Everything in life happens for good reason. You might not see it at the time, but the first program in this series, which is the replay that I've been putting out in every invite to people, is about staying calm and looking for the opportunity, because in every problem, there's a seed of an equal or greater opportunity. So the first thing in overcoming doubt is to look at, what are you doubting, right? So when you start to say, oh, I'm doubting this, or I'm doubting that, or I'm doubting if I'll have enough money to make it through this, or I'm doubting if I'll have a job when this is all done. So the question to ask, and there's going to be 7 questions that I'll ask you tonight that go along with this. So the first question is this thought or worry helpful to your joy and to the story that you want to live into? So just really think about that for a moment. Any doubts or any worries that you have, any expectations that you're having right now that aren't happening the way you expect them to, okay? Because that's really where stress comes from, is you're expecting something and it doesn't happen. People were expecting everything to be fine, and then all of a sudden the whole world shuts down. No one was expecting that. So now you have a choice. You have a choice that you can be stressed about it, or you can look for what's the opportunity for you and what story are you living into, right? So the first way to shape where your focus goes is with a question. So is this worry, is this doubt, is it helpful to your joy and to the good story that you want to live into?
Are you looking for us to answer this now, or just think about it?
Well, it's really just for you to answer in your own head. But if you have something you want to share about that, this part is somewhat open for sharing. I don't want to digress too much. I want to get all the information there, and then we're going to dive into the trance in a little bit. But did you have something that came up for you, Craig?
Personally, the COVID doesn't help life, and I'm not really I personally am not really finding ways to use it as an excuse to start up some new things that I always wanted to do and never did. But that's just my personal aspect.
Right. So I'm not going to ask you to answer and put yourself on the spot, but I want you to answer this within, Craig, because I think this will be useful for everybody, is that thought is not brand new to you. Maybe the virus and the stuff going on in the world around you has brought it to your attention, right? So anyone who knows me personally knows for the last 4 weeks, I have been in pain like I can't tell you. And I'm trying to figure this thing out, but it started in my back. It went to my lower back. It went to my sciatica. It's down in my legs. My feet are swollen beyond belief. And I just keep going because I'm not going to let it stop me. but pain is a signal that there's something you need to pay attention to. And I am searching. I have all my friends, all my mentors. They're working on my head. I have people working on my body. I'm going for acupuncture. I'm going for massage. I'm going for chiropractic. I'm going for osteopath. Anti-inflammatories, aspirins, whatever. I don't take any kind of major drugs. I can do hypnosis for the pain, but the thing is, I want to pay attention to what this is trying to tell me in my body, and what mental or emotional things do I need to work through. So it's a signal, right? It's a signal, and throwing my back out is something that prompted all this other stuff to come up for me. And it's a way of me just kind of taking this time to purge and to grow from it. So that's question number 2 is, will this belief carry you to your desired life, right? So if the answer is no, stop it, right? If you're having doubts, if you're thinking about things in a way that's not resourceful for you, that's not helping you to create the life that you desire, stop it. I'm the personal mind trainer, right? And for this next hour and 15 minutes that we have tonight, I'm your personal mind trainer. So everybody goes, you've been to a gym, you know what a personal trainer is. They help you work out your body. They coach you, they teach you, they push you a little bit harder. You do a couple of reps and they say, come on, do 10 more. And you're like, but I only did 3. How could I do 10 more? And like, come on, do it. You give me 5 more. And then you give 5 more. And they're like, come on, just 2 more. And then you'll be there. And then you give 2 more. And come on, just 10 more. And they keep pushing you until you can't go anymore. So really what this is designed to help you with is to kind of stretch your mindset, okay, to the point where you can accomplish things that you didn't think you could before, because you're a bigger and better and more resilient and more resourceful version of you. So it's not about changing who you are, it's changing how you show up, right? So that's the second question is, will this belief carry you into your desired life, into the future that you're creating, right? Into a future worth belonging to, right? So that's the first thing, is to have a vision of what you want, but assuming that you all have something that you want, that you're working towards in life. So, the first question is this thought or worry helpful to your joy? Does it make you feel good? Or does it make you feel bad? If it makes you feel bad, who wants to feel bad? Stop that, right? So you have an opportunity to control your thoughts so that you can feel a certain feeling in your body. And I'm going to guide you through that in the trance tonight, through a guided meditation, to help you to have a real visceral experience within your body by utilizing the awesome power of your mind to direct your feelings in your body. And then the next question is about a belief. When we start to doubt things, is we hear stories, or we tell ourselves stories, or we start to say, oh, this is true, right? But then we never investigate it to see how true it is, right? It's like people saying, oh, I'm not going to have a job when all this is through. Well, how do you know that? Did you verify it? Did you look into other opportunities that might come up as a result of this? What are you doing during this downtime? If you have downtime, I haven't stopped. I'm busier than I've been in months. So the thing is to look for what are the skills that are going to be needed in the marketplace. I mean, I was talking to a bunch of people today, and they've taken a lot of their business, a lot of their meetings, a lot of what they do on a regular basis, and made it in this virtual kind of Zoom space, right? And when everything's done with the virus and people can go back to work, they're going to keep a lot of stuff in this space because, hey, last weekend I took a class from a guy in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was a 3-day class, okay, that I've been wanting to take for a couple of years. And they finally reached out to me and said, hey, we're doing it, but we're doing it virtual. Right? So I'm like, okay, I'm in. It was less money for the class, and I didn't have to fly to Minnesota, and I didn't have to stay in a hotel, and I didn't have to be away from my family. So I could take the class and then be home and have dinner. So there's opportunities to grow and to learn, and there's tons of stuff online now. There's people jumping in that have never done stuff before. There's a group that I just joined that's been doing virtual stuff for the last year and a half. Okay, I've been doing classes online since August and September. Been teaching hypnosis certification classes to different groups around the country. Working on something now that I'm going to be doing with a group in Australia. So there's opportunities all over the world, right? There's someone that signed up for this class from Croatia and she knows who she is, but she's probably not on the call live right now. I don't see her name because it's like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning there right now, but she'll watch the replay, and, so it opens up opportunities. So instead of saying, oh, we can't do this live, and trust me, there's no one who loves teaching a live class more than I do. I love seeing people's faces. I love the interaction. The bigger the group, the better. I've taught in front of hundreds and thousands of people, and I just love it. It's a phenomenal energy that you don't get over Zoom, but what you do get over Zoom is you get the opportunity that people, it's more convenient for them, and you could do people from multiple time zones at the same time, and they don't have to travel, and you could get to people all over the world. So here's the thing with any belief, you want to verify it, and then you want to look at it. Is it fair to believe that? Is it something that's worth believing at all? Right? So, these are evaluations. Before you're going to allow yourself to believe something, you should say, hey, is this belief resourceful? Does it serve you? Right? Can you even verify that the belief is true? Because most beliefs aren't. They're just something that we made up in our mind. Oh, I can't do that. Well, how do you know you can't do that? Well, I just, I'm not even going to try. Well, if you don't try, you won't know if you can or can't do it. So I've given multiple examples over the last couple of weeks of people that, they kind of shut down, but then they looked at, well, what else can they do? I know right off the bat, I know 2 personal trainers. One of them is like, that's it. I can't do anything. The gym's closed. And then I know another personal trainer. She's not on the call tonight, but she committed. She's doing a video, like a 2 or 3 minute video, one exercise, and she's doing one every single day. She's seeing clients at their house, either out in their driveway or in their garage in a gym, and they're keeping distance from each other, or she's meeting with people at school football fields where they're out in the open and they're doing zero equipment exercises, and she's making it go, right? So there's always a way, where when you have the willpower to make it happen, there's a way to make it happen. If you stay resilient and you stay focused on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So the other thing is to look at, is the situation within your control? Well, there's certainly a lot going on in the world right now that is not within our control. We can't control, I love the library. The library's closed. It's not within my control to go to the library or not. My kids love school. School is officially out for summer. I hear Alice Cooper playing in the back of my head right now, but so the whole thing is there are things that are outside of our control, but what part of the situation is within your control? Because if it's not within your control, then why would you stress about it? Why would you have doubts about it? You can have certainty that that's out of your control and it is the way it is, and that's that. But you can't control what happens in the world, but here's what you can control. You can control how you react to it, the actions that you take, the choices that you make. The people that know me know my motto, life is choice, right? And I can't say that enough. It's everything I do to coach people. Okay, I've worked with people in all aspects of their personal and business life. I've spoken one-on-one with people. I've spoken to groups of people. And really my main focus, whenever my intent is to help people, is by helping them to be at choice, right? So instead of being the victim of the circumstances, when you're at choice, you're the creator of the circumstances. You become at a level of responsibility where you're able to respond, response able, right? When you're response able and it's in your choice and you can control your thoughts and the way that you react to things around you, what's there to doubt, right? You have the skills, you have the abilities, you've done this before. This is nothing new. My intention for teaching this tonight is not to teach you something new, but it's to bring it out in you, to bring it to the surface, to have you live it on a moment-to-moment basis where you're like, there's only one way to overcome doubt. Certainty, right? If you've got another way, I'll turn on my chat. You can post it in the chat. But if you know a better way than creating certainty to overcome doubt, then let me know. But, the whole thing is to look at how are you judging the situation, right? And what of the situation are you judging? So what judgment about this, or what judgment about yourself can you just release right now? Just let it go. Release the judgment. It is what it is, and that's that. And then you move on. And you'll find that you free yourself from all that wasted energy that you put into the worry and into the doubt and into second guessing yourself, right? I worked with a client years ago, and he was like the greatest example of second guessing himself. He'd go to the store, park his car, he'd get out of the car, he'd walk 10 steps, and he wasn't sure if he locked the car or not. So he'd go back to the car, he'd double check it, it was locked, but then just to make sure, he'd unlock it and then relock it again, and then he'd walk away, and he got about 15 steps this time, and then he wasn't sure because he locked it, it was locked, but then he unlocked it, and then he wasn't sure that he fully relocked it again, and he just had to go back and check. And he would do this like 10, 15, 20 times, like to the point of ridiculous, where people, if anyone was watching him from the sidewalk, they'd see him walking back and forth to his car all these times. And it was the ultimate in self-doubt. But that issue had nothing to do with locking the car. It had to do with him having trust within himself. And it was because of how he judged himself that he didn't think he could make a good, solid decision to the point where he believed in himself. So when he went through creating a vision for his life and getting rid of limiting beliefs and judgments about himself and the world around him, when he started to make better decisions and trusted in his ability to make good decisions, that he was certain of his decisions. And then he created a plan of action of where his life was going. So he had a direction to go into, he had a purpose, and he could direct those thoughts and those beliefs and those decisions towards fulfilling a very specific purpose in his life that included all areas of his life. So it was about having good relationships. It was having good friendships. It was having romance in his life. It was about having a wonderful place to live. It was about having a great business that he could run. It was about having finances. It was about fun and recreation and doing things that he enjoyed, taking time off to enjoy life, because what good is it to have a successful business and to make money if you're working all the time? So he took time off to enjoy his life. And, he took courses to grow who he was, and he did programs with me, and he increased his connection to his higher power. So he was practicing spirituality and different things. So he not only grew one area of his life, but he looked at all 10 areas of his life, and step by step by step, he took it into the future. And then we worked together to help him to have this ideal state of mind where he was totally confident, where he was totally motivated, where he was totally calm, totally relaxed, totally resilient, okay, where he had this level of flexibility that whatever life threw at him, he could handle, because it was just a choice that he had to make in the moment of how to deal with it, and what he held on to, what actions he could take, what thoughts he let into his mind, and what thoughts he blocked out. Okay, he started to live his life from choice rather than under the circumstances. And we never worked directly on the issue with the car. But one day he came to me and he says, that thing with the car doesn't happen anymore. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So that wasn't really the issue. It was a symptom of the deeper issue that was brought out situationally. So when we start to judge ourselves, and we could be the harshest judge on ourselves, trust me. I'm a clean example of that. So, but we're works in progress. And when you're aware of it, then you can do something about it. So really, even the ones that I've gone through so far, and, Craig asked the question, am I asking you to answer these? Yes. You don't need to answer it to me, but I'm putting the question out there so that it's going to shape your thinking and direct your thoughts and focus them on these issues. And then when you're focused on that, and then in a couple of minutes when we start the meditation, I'm going to guide you through a process so these thoughts will start to integrate in a way that they become a resource for you. And like I've said many times, a resource is only a resource if you can use it resourcefully. So it's kind of like to be in control, right? It's what parts can you control and what parts can't you control. So control the things you can and let go of the things you can't, and begin to focus on your outcome more than anything else. So it's, where do you want to be? So I asked earlier, is this helpful in getting you to your joy or to the wonderful future that you are creating for yourself? Is this going to carry you to a desired life? So if you could design your life, which you can design your life, trust me, you can. I'm going to help you do that tonight, or at least a little piece of it. So my philosophy is relax, envision, succeed, right? So, this whole program, every week we're going through, it's a little bit of the second two parts, but it's really mainly about the first part, because how can you make a good decision if you're stressed? How can you make a good decision if you're reacting to everything going on in the world around you? So the first part is to kind of just clear that chatter in your mind, and I'm going to guide you through a process to help you with that. Okay. And then once you clear that chatter in your mind, you can start to reinstall the good self-talk. And I'm going to guide you through that too. And it starts to create this wonderful, motivating, positive rant within your head that leads you to the future that is worth creating, that is desirable for you on all levels. So, so one of the things that I find a lot of people, especially people that are parents, they want to be a role model. They want to set an example. I mean, even younger people. I have a woman that I'm coaching who's in her mid-20s, and her desire is to be a role model. She's younger than most of the people on her staff, and yet she wants to be a role model. So she set a standard that she's living up to, because she answered this question before I even had a chance to ask her, what would make you a role model right now? Right? So this craziness going on in the world, and everybody's like, oh, I don't know what to do. And it's like, have a drink and watch Netflix, and, I'm bored, I'm going crazy, I'm stuck home all day. Thank God it was nice out today. I could go for a walk around the block. I had to put a mask on, but, I could at least go out, get some fresh air, but I don't know when things are going to restart again. It's, that's victim talk. Come on. So the people that are saying, what? Let's do something. Let's do something positive. Let's put something together. Let's start a new group. Let's go somewhere. Let's do something. Let's do it virtually. Let's let's meet up. You know, someone I know went to a birthday party today, and yeah, so it's like it was a gathering, but they all kept social distance, you know, and they made it happen, right? Because, you know, that's what people do. You know, the friendship is important, and what they want to do is they want to get together, they want to socialize, so they got to keep that distance from each other. You know, did they want to hug each other? I'm sure they did. But did they? No, because they kept that respect and everything going, right? But they did it, right? So there are people that said, I can't have a party. I'm not going to celebrate my birthday this year. And then there are people who are stepping up to the plate and saying, no, I want to be a role model. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in a new way. I'm going to do it maybe even in a better way, right? I know someone, I'm not really into country dancing or anything like that, but they're like real into country dancing and square dancing. And what they did is they posted a video. It was her birthday. This is a different person that I don't even know, but I saw the video that she posted a video of her and her husband square dancing, right? In their own living room. And then they get the music playing, and then they invited everyone else to make a video in their own living room and post it. And it was like all over her page of like hundreds of people from all over the country that wouldn't have been able to come to her physical birthday party if she had a real birthday party in her house. And now, instead of having, you know, 5 or 6 close friends come over for dinner and just hang out and say, happy birthday, here's a gift, she has people from all over the world sending her hundreds of videos square dancing, and she can't even get through them all. And it's like a week later, she's still watching all these videos with a big smile on her face saying, best birthday ever, right? So like, what's the opportunity? You know, there's amazing things that you can find if you look for them. If you're not looking, I promise you won't find it, right? So here's the thing. And this is the question of all questions, right? What's the next right action? What's the next best thing you can do right now? What's the thing that's going to, you know, if you're looking at your business, what's the thing that's going to move the needle? What's the thing that's, you know, what's the hole that's been there for a long time in some area of your life? You know, when I work with people, coaching them, the first thing I do is an assessment. We look at 10 areas of your life. So we look at your health, we look at your finances, we look at your career or your business, we look at your friendships, we look at your family relationships, your significant other, romantic relationships, spirituality, personal growth, fun and recreation, and your physical environment, right? So we look at all those areas, right? And see where is the lack, where's the abundance, what's going on. And we look for, you know, to rate it, each area on a scale of 1 to 10. And we call this the wheel of life. And the whole thing is for people to really look at that and see how smooth the wheel is, right? And a lot of people are not happy with how smooth the wheel is. So the thing is, you know, in moving towards that, in evaluating where you're at before you take any action, then you can start to make choices based upon, okay, so what's the next best move that I can make right now from a level of integrity that's aligned fully with who I truly am and my mission in life, right? Maybe people are losing their jobs and it was just a job, right? Maybe now they can go out and find the career that's their life purpose or the business that's their life purpose. You know, I had one client come to me and he had 4 jobs, and he heard about me helping people make decisions. He wanted to do the process to get to the point where he could decide which job he wanted. And you know which job he wound up choosing? None of the above. He let go of all the jobs and he started his own business with the best of what he was doing in each one of these jobs. And he grew his business and he grew his business, and I helped and coached him at each stage of growth in his business. And about a year ago, he sold the business and retired, and he's living up in Woodstock, you know? And it's like, I don't think they even allow cell phones in Woodstock. they're still back in the 60s, you know, and you go there and it's just like, you feel like you're thrown back in time. Everybody's walking around with tie-dye t-shirts, and it's like, you know, my kind of place, by the way. You know, definitely a little bit further back in time, a lot of artists there, still a lot of stuff. It's been a little gentrified, I admit, but, you know, the whole thing is that this is where he lives. He's got a beautiful house in the woods, and there's a stream that runs to his backyard, and you could just sit there and listen to the water and meditate in his backyard. And it's just beautiful, you know, and this is what he did it for. It wasn't to like grow the business and to make more money and to have more and to do more and to be busier. No, it was, he grew it so that he could sell it, so that he could retire and enjoy life on his terms. So for different people, it's different outcome. I'm not saying that that's for everybody, but the thing is, what's the next right action that you can take of integrity that leads you to what you want to be accomplishing for your life? So this is a time to stop and reflect and say, okay, I'm stressed, right? I'm worried. I'm doubting myself. So, and this is a little painful. It's a little uncertain, right? So how do I gain certainty, right? So first off, take the uncertainty and say, is it helpful to be worrying about this? You know, is it carrying you towards your desired outcome? Is it even true what you're worried about? Is it within your control, or can you just let go of it? Or how can you do something within your control to affect it? What judgments about this belief or yourself can you just let go of and release right now? And what could you do that would make you a role model in this situation that people would say, wow, with all this stuff going on, look what they're doing. It's like, not only is it not affecting you, but it's actually affecting you in a way that you didn't step back, you stepped up and you became more. You rose to the occasion to become more, and you're able to, you know, to let go. You know, I see someone posting in there, how do you let go of the past, right? So the past is gone. It doesn't exist anymore, right? So you're holding on to something from the past. You're thinking about the past, right? But it's no longer true, right? Question number 3, is this belief verifiable and fair? No, it's not even true, yet alone verifiable, because you can't go back into the past to verify it. It may have been true, but it's not anymore unless you keep it true, unless you make it true. So the whole thing is to, you know, you can't focus on the future and the past at the same time. You know, Walt Disney created some amazing things, and I give a whole talk on the Disney strategy, but I'll give you a real simple, quick version of it. Anyone who's ever seen a Disney movie or ever been to Disneyland or Disney World or anything Disney, or even the companies that Disney has bought over the years and the movies that they own now, like Star Wars and Pixar and all these different creative endeavors, right? There's a look and a feel to Disney that's very Disney, right? So where does that come from? Well, when Walt Disney was originally asked what his vision was, what his mission in life was, he said, well, I can't tell you exactly, but it's way off in the distance and kind of sparkly, right? But when you think about Disney, I mean, isn't everything about Disney kind of way off in the distance and kind of sparkly? So it really fills that. But how did he actually make that happen? Because it manifested into reality, right? So a lot of people know me and the things that I study with law of attraction and everything like that. A couple of people from different groups are on this tonight. But the thing is, how do you make it into reality? It does take physical action. So what Disney had was a strategy of separating everything that he created into 3 main parts plus an observer. So the first part is the dreamer. So there was a room with the dreamer that only the dreamer was allowed in this room, right? And you know what? I'm going to incorporate this into the trance tonight. How about that? So So there's the dreamer, right? And he could only dream. That's it. No criticism, no comments, no nothing. He had these guys drawing pictures, all these crazy ideas, but no one could say it was a crazy idea. No one could even say it was a good idea. Just ideas. Idea, 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 create, 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 create. That's all that was allowed in this room. If you started talking or judging or evaluating, you had to leave the room, right? Literally, physically leave the room. Then, how did they turn those dreams into reality? Is Disney would walk in, he'd look around and he'd say, what's this? And people could explain what it was. Oh, this is this mountain, and it looks like a mountain in Switzerland, but it's got like a roller coaster going through it. And then it's got like a waterfall at the end. And it's like a roller coaster and a mountain, and it's got a theme to it. And it makes you feel like you're somewhere different in the world. And then it's got that water park aspect of the splash at the end when you're going through the river at the bottom and the waterfall and all this wonderful stuff. And he's like, great. So he takes that and he leaves the room and he goes into the next room with the realist. And the realist now looks at it and says, okay, well, if this was possible to make, where would we start? What do we need to do? So the realist would then look at it and say, well, we got to find a place that's big enough to put this. We got to see if people are going to want this. We got to figure out how much it's going to cost to make, what materials we need, how many people we need, how long is it going to take? Are we going to, how are we going to put this together? So they started working on all the logistical stuff, and they worked out a plan that could make it real. Then they went to the back of the building, underneath the stairs, in the little closet with the creaky door on it, and they took the plan, they opened the door, and they threw it in. And this was the room for the critic, right? This guy shot down everything. Oh, this won't work, that won't work, this is wrong, that's wrong, it's going to cost too much, no one's ever going to go, no one's ever going to pay for that. Who would want a mountain? Who would want a roller coaster? Who would want this? Who would want that? It's going to cost too much. You'll never make it back. You'll never find a piece of land. No one will ever finance this, blah, 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 blah. Everyone knows at least someone like that in their life, right? So, but Disney found a really, really cool way to get these three working together. And his role was to kind of step back and see all three roles and know where to take that piece of paper to next, and have it go back and forth to any combination of these three people until it became Fantasia and Disneyland and Disney World and Epcot Center and everything great that was ever Disney, mixing animation and live characters and, all the stuff they did in the early days with Dick Van Dyke, and animated, full-length animated movies. Like who would think, and these were all brand new ideas back then. Fantasy, so putting classical music synchronized to animation. I mean, Fantasia is just, to this day I can still watch Fantasia and go, wow, and it's I don't 70 years later, something like that. It's crazy. 60, 70 years later, watching a film that I can still marvel at, so all this comes from the strategy. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to put on some music. So everybody, I'm going to mute everybody, just so we don't get any distracting sounds, although you've all been really good, even the ones that stayed unmuted. Thank you. And I'm going to add some music in. I'm going to, let's see which screen I can share here that's kind of benign. Hey, you know what? We'll share that. And I'll share my sound. So you should see the 7 questions on your screen right now. But in a minute you won't, because you're going to close your eyes. So I hit play. Oh, here comes the music. So everybody should hear the music now. And I lose my ability to mute everybody? Ah, there we go. Okay. So here's the cool thing. Right now, the only thing you have to do is sit back, relax, and listen to the sound of my voice and the sound of the music. And the intention here is to guide you to find a way for you to create an ideal state of relaxing in your body. And then this relaxation will shift from your body to your mind. A lot of people experience this in a way that it's as though your body went to sleep. And in a way, your mind wakes up almost like a vivid dream, like a lucid dream where you feel like you're awake and yet you know you're dreaming. And you tap into this part of your mind in a state known as theta state, where it's a perfect blend of your conscious awareness and your other than conscious imagination. So in a moment, I'm going to begin to mention various parts of your body, and as I do, I'd like you to just feel that part. Just begin to relax even more fully and completely with each breath you take in, relaxation. Exhaling any stresses or tensions that might have been there and filling the spaces with pure relaxation. As you continue to breathe in deeply and exhale slowly, at first you may become aware of some things more than you were before: the sound of my voice, the sounds in the room, thoughts or feelings that may drift through the mind automatically, and that's fine. So just take a moment and imagine being in a favorite place, favorite time in your life, or doing something you really enjoy. You might imagine yourself being alone with someone else, maybe someone you love, or someone who loves you. Either way, you can just picture it, think about it, imagine it in a way that makes it a most enjoyable experience for you. As you continue to breathe in deeply, exhale slowly, I'd like you to place your awareness on relaxing the muscles in your feet. And as you imagine them relaxing, you'll find they will do so. All you have to do is want this to happen. And you can allow this to happen easily, naturally, automatically, effortlessly, enjoyably. This relaxation up to your calf muscles, feeling them loose and relaxed, loose and relaxed. Moving up to the thighs, relaxing all those muscles all the way down, in such a way that it's almost as if the legs were sinking deeper into the chair now. Relaxing the abdomen. Let the stomach muscles become loose and relaxed. Loose and relaxed. Loose and relaxed. Moving up to the chest and the back. And relaxing all those muscles. All the way down. Waves of relaxation flowing within you, deeper and deeper, into realizing that the deeper you go, the better it feels. And the better it feels, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you go. Even as this relaxation moves up to the neck and the shoulders, releasing any stresses or tensions tensions that might have been there. Maybe shifting or adjusting yourself in any way that causes you to go deeper and deeper relaxed now. As you feel this relaxation moving down your shoulders, to your upper arms, relaxing down into your elbows, feeling this relaxation moving into your forearms, relaxing all the muscles all the way down into your wrists, your hands, relaxing the muscles in your wrists and your hands in such a way that you can begin to feel a very pleasant tingling in your fingertips. Allowing this tingling in your fingertips and the relaxation in your body and in your mind to now shift your awareness back up to the neck muscles, the left side of the neck, the right side of the neck, relaxing up into the mouth and the jaw, releasing any stresses or tensions that might have been there. For some people it helps to just tense up their face for a little bit and then release it. Or you may find you can just relax even deeper, feeling all of the facial muscles relax in such a way that you can feel this relaxation around your eyes. Relax the muscles around your eyes in such a way that as long as you were to hold on to this quality of relaxation in the muscles around your eyes can become so relaxed that you may not be able to open them, even if you were to try. So I'd like you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you. I'd like you to try and open your eyes only when you're absolutely certain that they're so relaxed that you cannot. That's right. It's this quality of relaxation you're feeling in the muscles around your eyes. You can begin to feel it more deeply throughout all of your body now. Even as the muscles in your forehead smooth and relax. Smooth and relax. Until finally, even the scalp muscles are relaxing. Now, as relaxed as you are, you can deepen this relaxation much, much more just by following the thoughts that as you relax and go deeper and deeper, that you can begin to feel good. And as you feel good, you go deeper and deeper and relax even more. And the more you relax, the deeper you go. And the deeper you go, the better it feels. And the better it feels, the more you can enjoy wonderful relaxation, deeper and deeper within all aspects of who you are, relaxing to an even deeper level now. That's right. You can quiet down any additional noises. Focus on the sound of my voice to guide you. As you're moving into your future, you come to a crossroad. It's the crossroad of doubt and certainty. You can certainly doubt which direction to go in. But don't doubt your own certainty as to which is the right direction for you to begin moving into a future worth belonging to. A future where your thoughts and your worries make you feel bad, and detract from your wonderful life story. Or a future where your thoughts and your feelings enhance your joy and lead to an even more wonderful version of your story, creating a desirable world worth living for, creating a future worth belonging to now, even more, and more aligned with a better version of yourself, to really look into which is the best future for you. Because in a moment when you continue on the path, there's no going back. You need to leave the past behind you. So you want to verify and believe in yourself that the pathway that you're on, the beliefs that you're holding on to, are carrying you into your desired future, into the life worth belonging to. Beliefs that you can do anything you believe you can do. Beliefs that you have what it takes. Beliefs in your talents and your skills and your abilities. Releasing any doubts or worries or unverifiable beliefs. Releasing the things that are not in your control and taking control of the things that are within your control. The things that are verifiably yours to control, and live your life at a level that's your choice as to what you do, as to how you do it, as to how you get the most from all aspects of living your life in a way that works best for you. 2, realize the control that you have of your own mind and how you set goals and how you realize what you want within your life, for your life, throughout your life, so that you go after it and you get it and you feel good about yourself and you have pride in yourself and who you are. You're stepping up to be the role model. Think about a role model in your life as you look at who you want to be. See your future self. How are you standing? How are you thinking? What do you do or not do? How do you act or react? How do you handle the things that life gives us to handle? And as you see that image of yourself and you can get a sense of what it feels like and hear the tonality of your better self's voice, you become your own role model and you step into it and you live it and you see the world through new vision, through your own eyes as a role model. Someone that people can count on, someone that people are looking to, that you create a level of certainty through your beliefs, through your thoughts, through what you're saying or not saying, through your actions, You're leading by example, doing the next right thing, and the next right thing, and the next right thing. So when you're ready and committed to make a choice as to which future you're going to create and what aspects of your past you'll leave behind, you can begin now, one step at a time. And as you do, you realize that in your choice of choosing the more desirable path actually initially feels like the more difficult path, but it's really to shape you to become a better version of yourself. Those obstacles are teaching you how to climb over them. Those challenges are teaching you how to work around it. Those problems are teaching you to blast through it. It's building a belief within yourself that nothing will stop you. You have a lot of determination. You're turning these problems into advantages. You're growing from them. You're learning from them. You're finding possibilities and things that other people never even give a chance. You're realizing that as you're doing this, you have more energy. You have a lot of energy. You're more alive than ever before in your life. And you're enjoying your life because you're finally living your life in the way that you want to. You're enjoying your life and you can tell it, and so can others. You're setting a role model for other people. And they're saying, how do I enjoy my life? How do I keep myself up looking ahead and liking it? And you realize that you can accomplish anything you choose at this point. And you're going after it. And you're getting it. And you're not letting anything negative hold you back or stand in your way. You're not afraid of anything or anyone. You realize you have strength. You have power. You have conviction. And you have confidence in yourself. You like the challenges and you meet them head on. Face to face, today especially. You're on top of the world and you're going for it. Have a clear picture in your mind now of what you want. Your joy, your wonderful story about your desired life, about being a role model, about having a level of integrity where who you think you are and how others perceive you is one and the same, because you have a reputation for doing the next right action, for doing the next best action, for stepping up and being a role model for others to live up to. You're on top of the world and you're going for it. Have a clear picture in your mind, what you want. See it in front of you. Feel it in every cell in your body. Hear the way you're talking to yourself. Realize what you want and realize how you're going to get it. And realize that it's all up to you. And realize you can do it. Roadblocks, they don't bother you. They mean you're alive and you're running and you're not going to stand still for anything. Trust yourself. Have that certainty from within. You've got what it takes. You've got plenty of it. And you know how to use it. Today you realize more than ever. Today you realize you're unstoppable. You've got yourself together and you're getting more and more together each and every moment of each and every day. You're finding this wonderful resourcefulness from within you and you're applying it. And today, look out, world, here you come. Limitations? Come on, you don't even recognize them as limitations. There's no challenge you can't conquer. There's no wall you can't climb over. There's no problem you can't defeat. You turn it around. You make it work for you. You stand tall. You're honest and sincere. You like to deal with people and they like you. You think well, you think clearly, you're organized and you're in control of yourself and you're in control of everything about you. You call your shots. No one has to call them for you. You never blame anyone else for the circumstances of your life. Get out from under these circumstances. You accept your failings and you move past them as easily as you accept the rewards for your victories. You celebrate them for a moment in time and then you move on. You never demand perfection of yourself, but you do expect the very best of what you have to give. You expect excellence, and that's what you get. You never give yourself excuses. You get things done on time, you get things done in the right way, and today you have the inner strength to do more than ever, don't you? Realize you're an exceptional human being. Even as you sit here now, listen to the sound of my voice, guiding you to have a more and more incredible belief in yourself. Find within you that level of certainty. You're certain that the sun will come up tomorrow. You're certain of your name. You're certain of many things in your life right now, and that level of certainty links up with the certainty that you have, the belief that you have in yourself, about yourself, and your ability to live your dreams. You have the power to live your dreams, the power to turn your goals into reality, because you believe in yourself, and you believe in your dreams, and your belief in them, like your belief in yourself, is so strong that there is nothing that can diminish your undefeatable spirit. You feel good about yourself. And you integrate this. And if there's any voice in your head that doubts any of this, you can notice, bring that voice out in front of you. And imagine it moving further and further out in front of you. And it turns black and white. And it fades way off into the distance. And it gets quiet. And before it turns off totally, you realize the lesson that you needed to learn from it. And you release it. It fades to black and it goes silent and it's gone. And then you imagine floating back in time to before you ever even had that thought. And then you look down on yourself and your life and you float back into your timeline and you recognize, now where is it? It's totally gone. As if it never existed. Yet, you realize an even better version of yourself now, because your focus is from the present, that you're giving to yourself, into a future worth belonging to. You leave the past behind. It's not part of your new and joyful, desirable story. You verify the true beliefs that you're creating because you're making them true for you to live into now. As you realize once again, you're in your favorite place, favorite time in your life. Relaxed, focused, energized, motivated, resilient, able to make the best choices about yourself and your future. You're in the most resourceful state. You're home. a truer sense than you've ever been you. And you realize that from this place, every day in every way, you're getting better and better, becoming even more of who you truly are meant to be, even more of who you truly are meant to be. And when you start to realize just how amazingly wonderful and resilient and resourceful you are, guess what? You're even more than that. That's right. And when you expand your thinking and realize, hey, I'm even more than that, guess what? You're even more than that. And it just keeps going and going and going. And as you allow this feeling to grow within you, this wonderful resource, you notice where you feel it first and where it spreads from there and where it goes from there until you feel it moving all over and over and over until it glows from every cell in your body, and whoosh, you recycle it back into that first place and allow it to move throughout your whole body, and you start spinning it and notice which direction it's spinning in. And as you begin to spin it faster and faster, it just becomes a more wonderful feeling, and it saturates every aspect of who you are and how you live your life and how you perceive the world around you in the most magnificent way, because you're the creator of yourself and your life and your future that you're creating right here, right now, moving into a future worth belonging to in such a way that in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and when I reach 5, then you can open your eyes fully awake, fully alert, and fully aware of just how good it feels to have this resource locked inside you. And you can utilize whatever word you want to associate to this feeling. You can spontaneously touch some part of your body. It might be squeezing your fingers together. It might be pulling your ear. It might be touching your elbow. It might, whatever it might be for you, it might just be thinking of a word or saying a word to yourself, or however you lock it in, the association with this wonderful feeling in your body and in your mind. It's also going to be locked in on an automatic and other than conscious level, so that when you need this as a resource, it's there for you. This level of certainty is deep within the core of who you are now. And you operate from this place, and you protect the core of who you are. This is your home. This is your sacred space to be the best version of you and shine in all areas of your life. So in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I reach 5, you can open your eyes fully alert, fully awake, and fully aware that you have this resource within you, this level of certainty that's unshakable. No matter what's going on in the world around you, this still remains deep within the core, the home of you. Simply because the whole time you've been listening to this, you've had some conscious thoughts. And you've had some other than conscious thoughts, haven't you? Been integrating your conscious will and your other than conscious imagination to work together in full rapport as a team, working together as one. 2, help you to realize and extract any benefits that you had from doubts or your old stories or the things that led you to undesirable, unverifiable beliefs, or put the control of the situation in someone else's or some other thing's hands, and just judge yourself to the point where you can't. No, you're going to extract purely the positive intention behind that maybe it was really just trying to protect you, because what Disney discovered was the critic was the most valuable asset. The guy in the stairs, the guy in that back closet underneath the stairs, he was the editor. He was the guy who took out all the stuff that didn't really fit in the film. He was the guy who suggested to add something else in. He was the guy who took all the bits and pieces and rearranged it in a way that no one even thought about, but made the film magic. Just by asking a question rather than passing judgment. So any judgment in your life, oh, that won't work. Any criticism, that's no good. You can take that and turn it into a question. Is it possible that that might not work? If it doesn't work, what's your contingency plan? Are you sure people will like this? What can you do to make people like it even more? So you take that criticism and you turn it into critique. And now that inner voice, that new inner voice for you, that critique is protecting you. It's making sure that you make the next right action of integrity happen. It's protecting you by critique, by asking a question, by making you pause and reflect and then act. So think first and then act. And that can happen in a split second of time. So think about the next 3 seconds, the next 3 minutes, the next 3 hours, the next 3 days of your life, how you can transform many aspects of how you've been acting and living in the world in a way that you become a role model to all those that look to you for direction. And you have a very definite direction now. You have a purpose to shine, to be the best version of you, not just for yourself, but for all the people in your life, to experience things better, to have more certainty because you're adding it in. There might be no logical reason why you should have any certainty about anything right now, but you do, and you take action on it. And that action creates a level of certainty that makes it true. You live into the truth and make it true. This is where you put the situation back in your control. You do the things that you can. You affect the areas of life that you can. You make things happen that you can. You focus on what you can do. You look at the possibilities. You look to the future. You look to how you can be a better role model for all the people in your life, to inspire them, to look up to them. You be the example starting now. So when you're ready to experience this with not just 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4 of your senses awakening to this reality now, but when you're ready to feel it in every cell in your body, to get a taste of how deliciously, wonderfully true this is for you now, to wake up and smell all of the flowers, not just the roses, to hear the difference in your own inner voice and how that critic became critique, and how you're protecting yourself and taking the next right action in a way that you're moving forward with a new level of certainty and confidence, because you can see the world and be in the world with all 5 of your senses fully awake, fully alert, and fully aware, opening your eyes now to see the world and be in the world in just this way. Taking all the time you need in the next minute of clock time to bring your awareness back into your physical body, to bring your awareness back to the sound of my voice, guiding you to open your eyes and see the world and be in the world in just this way now. A lot of you might be feeling, oh, I don't want to leave this wonderful state, but the reality is that if you open your eyes now, you get to take this with you everywhere all the time, because you created this. You created this for yourself as I guided you through this process. Now. So welcome back. I'm going to guess everybody is nice and relaxed. As you desire, you can unmute yourself, and this is the portion where we invite you to share questions, comments, concerns, things I need to know.
Did you unmute yourself?
Yeah, that was good.
Cool. Glad you enjoyed it, Ed.
What'd you
I
think?
got, I don't know what everyone else's experience, but Christina put in the chat that the music was loud, and I did lower it a little bit. So hopefully that worked well for everybody.
That was I love the music that you were
I do.
using.
I like
What is that?
Yeah, we like.
Yeah, I switched it up from the music I've been using the last couple of times. This music is actually, believe it or not, it's called Higher. Like that's literally the title of it, but to me, it takes me deeper. So it's called Higher, but it goes deeper, and it's actually the rhythm of the sound waves induce a natural theta state, which is that space between consciousness and other than conscious awareness.
I love the music. The music was great. At one point, it was loud, voice, but it was really good.
Love you, bye.
Have a little intake. I'm gonna call Larry. Tell me not taking a job.
You know, this
Yeah.
is why I said to
Love
our
you, bye.
sometimes covering your voice and was not easy to hear your voice.
Yeah,
Christina, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I overlapped. I apologize.
Okay.
I was saying that the music was great. Sometimes it was a little too loud and it was covering your voice, was not very easy to hear what you were saying. That's the only thing, you know?
Okay.
To keep in mind for the future, maybe.
But I did lower it when I saw your comment, and then I also moved a little bit closer to the microphone to make my voice louder in relation to it. So thank you for the feedback on that.
I had that in the beginning too with the music. I really loved the music. It was really good to get in that trance.
Yeah, so it's all designed to give you the experience. So now that you have this experience, this is yours. You own it. I mean, I played some nice music. I spoke to you in a nice way. But everything good that comes from this is entirely your fault.
Yeah, it was really interesting what you were saying. Really, it was really good. Thank you.
Okay.
It was very, affected different part of our, being, and thank you. I really appreciated it.
Okay, cool. So that's my desired outcome for everyone, is that this helps you to have a level of resiliency of dealing with, whether there's a virus or not. This just brings everything to the surface that people are experiencing their stress in a more overt way. But we all have stress in our life. I was watching, you saw my questions by Brendan Burchard. He was talking today about stress and about how the Dalai Lama has stress in his life. It's like you think the Dalai Lama, all he does is meditate all day. Where's the stress? But, people look to him as a world leader, that's stressful in and of itself. So everyone's got their own stress. I have stress. People look at me, nothing shakes me. But yeah, that's how I come across. But there's stuff that shakes me, and I deal with it and I stay resilient. So, I was telling the story earlier about I spoke at a class yesterday, and the person who invited me wasn't there, and everybody was about to leave the meeting as I showed up, and I'm like, don't leave, stay, I'm here, I'm going to teach. And well, we don't know what to do without the leader here. And I said, well, sit back, relax, I'll lead. I'm teaching you about resiliency, so let's be resilient. Let's make it work. Let's make it happen. So, this is how, life is choice. I could have just said, oh, he's not here, I guess the meeting's off, and we all would have left, and they would have missed out on the experience of learning a new level of resiliency. So
I like the anecdote about Walt Disney and the three people, and I thought it was very interesting that that the critic wound up being the most important contributor.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people think the creative is the most important part. So they're all really important, and really what made Disney work is the synergy, the integration of all three. So for anyone who gets and watches the replays, I'm going to make a request of you. When you watch the replay, it's on my YouTube channel called Circle of Excellence. So if you subscribe to that, and click on the bell. It'll notify you when new videos are uploaded. And also you can go into one of the other playlists on there. I think it's called Life by Design, which I did with my buddy Cal, who I lovingly call Fire Ready Aim. And there's a 3-part series. Actually, I did this with Ariel when Cal was in Lebanon for a couple of months. I did with Ariel a series on 3 individual segments of about an hour each on the Disney strategy. So 1 segment on the dreamer, 1 segment on the realist, and 1 segment on the critic.
Do they all have meditations?
They don't.
Oh, this was so
They don't.
good, Mark.
So this is the integration, yeah. So how'd you enjoy it, Barbara?
I loved it. I felt like you were next to me on the couch in meditation. And the 2 of us kind of went under for a while, though. I wasn't present for the whole thing. It was perfect.
Cool.
It was wonderful. Thank you.
I miss that. I can't wait till we can go back to Bryant and experience it live and in person, you know. So
That might be a while.
You know, I have to stand while I'm doing this, and everybody else gets to sit back and relax.
Can't you be on a chair or a stool?
I can, yeah, under normal circumstances. But right now,
It's not normal.
I haven't been able to sit for 4 weeks.
Ew.
Literally, my feet are swollen from standing all the time. I'm hoping to resolve it in the next couple of days. I have a couple more things that I'm doing to work on it. And today was the first day where I saw signs of relief. But my feet are swollen, so I don't know. But
you need to elevate them.
It's moving down, you know. So I said to my daughter, I said, it's going to move all the way down into my left big toenail. Then I can just clip my toenail and it's gone. And I'm done with this. Thank God. But
hope you feel better.
So in the email that you received inviting you to this, there's a link at the bottom. I'm just going to do a quick plug, and we have about a minute left. For anyone who wants to learn how to do what I just did, I'm teaching a 3-day intensive. I've never done this way before, but I've had a lot of people requesting it of me. They don't want to learn everything there is to know about hypnosis. They just want to know, how do I gather information to help someone? How do I induce a trance? How do I deliver that information to them in a way that it's going to affect change within them? How do I bring them out of a trance? And how do I set it up that it's going to have long-lasting effects in their life? So I'm doing a 3-day class that's going to cover all that. And it's really just going to be, do this, don't do that, do it this way, don't do it that way. I'm taking 25, 30 years of my experience of hypnosis. I'm putting it down into 9 hours. So 3 3-hour classes. I normally charge $1,800 for a hypnosis training to get certified. I was going to do it online. I've done it online in the past for $900. I'm doing this now for $270. I can't do it for any less than that. I want 25 people is going to be the sweet spot for the class. I think I'm going to cut it off at that. So we already have a couple of people signed up, and it's going to happen on May 21st, May 22nd, and May 24th. So it's a Thursday, Friday, and a Sunday. For spiritual reasons, I don't work on Saturday. And I believe everybody needs at least 1 day off either way. And also there's a day to integrate. So the first 2 days, you're going to learn some stuff. And the third day, we're going to just kind of really bring it all together. But the cool thing is, pretty much what I did tonight, a lot of you will be able to do that after just the first day. So even at $270, the thing that I offer in any class that I ever give is that I usually offer it after the first day, but I'm offering it up till the first break. So the first half of the first day. If you watch that and you go, hey, you know what, this just isn't for me, I'm not interested, I don't like this, whatever, then you can just get your money back, no questions asked. And I'll probably give that to people after, even if they do the whole first day.
Mark, is it interactive? Like, is it live or it's a recorded class?
It's,
you can watch it your own pace?
This is live, but I will be recording it to be able to offer it as a product in the future. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the more people that are in it, there'll probably be a couple of moments where there'll be breakout rooms, mm-hmm. just to kind of play with a couple of the tools instead of doing it as a group, so we're not all talking over each other. But it's going to be just me, like, using accelerated learning techniques and all the NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis tools that I have, success coaching, everything that I know how to do is all going to install these skills in your mind. I mean, even just coming to this meditation tonight, you're getting a felt experience of it. So on some level, you know how to do this. And then I'm going to pull the curtain back and I'm going to give you all the behind the scenes stuff, maybe take away a little bit of the magic of it, but give you the ability that, you know, I can't help everybody. I can help a lot of people, but what I can do is I can help a lot of people to learn how to help more people.
Yeah. What are the times of the class?
It's going to be from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
The time might shift, but for now that's the time. So, yeah, I have some people from Australia are asking me to make it a little bit later because that's like 5 in the morning for them. But a couple of them said they'd be willing to do it. But it also opens it up to do it that early. It opens it up for people in England and parts of Europe to do it. Like I mentioned before, you know, someone who's interested is from Croatia. So, yeah. So that's, you know, as always, you know, send me comments, send me questions, send me requests by email or text me. And also, you know, if anyone has any issues that they want to work through, I mean, you know, that's what I do. I help people. I help you, you know, figure out where you're at, figure out where you want to be, and then pull up the resources that it's going to take for you to get there. I've got several different programs that I take you through with that. And I already mentioned one part of the evaluation is to look at that wheel of life and see where there's harmony and how to create more harmony in your life. So the preface of that is relax, envision, succeed. And one of the other programs I have is called Design the Ultimate You, which I kind of outlined indirectly in the beginning. It's creating a vision for your life. It's aligning your beliefs with that vision. It's making good decisions. It's creating a plan of action for all 10 areas of your life. It's creating a circle of excellence of the ideal states of mind for you. And then it's clearing all the roadblocks and seeing the future and then being your future.
Do you do anything with self-hypnosis?
Yeah, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. What happened tonight, that was kind of my tongue-in-cheek remark. You hypnotized yourself tonight. All I did was play some music and talk to you. Anything good that came from that's entirely your fault. So enjoy the wonderful results. You did amazing.
It was really good. Thank you so much. It's really great.
Okay, so it's every week for now, for at least the rest of the month of May. And I started in March, and I said for at least the month of April, and then here we are in May, and I'm saying at least the month of May. So for the foreseeable future, this will be every Thursday, and it will be at no charge, with the exceptions of the Thursday where I'm going to be teaching the hypnosis certification. So there will be a week off for the meditation. So that's your incentive. If you still want to see me, you have to come to the class. But yeah, there's a link in the email, or if you need something, just, you know, text me or reach out to me. If anyone has any questions about it. A lot of people have been asking me about the certification. So New York Institute of Hypnosis is a licensed school by the American Board of Hypnotherapy, and it gives you the ability to get not only a certificate from the New York Institute of Hypnosis, but also a certificate from the American Board of Hypnotherapy when you pay them money and register and all that fun stuff. But you don't really need that to do it. It's not a licensed therapy in New York State. Some states, you know, check your rules and regulations. If you're watching this outside of New York, I don't know what the rules are. But then the following week, I'm going to teach master hypnosis, which is going to be conversational hypnosis skills. So if you think that the hypnosis happened when I started the music, then when you take the conversational hypnosis part, then you realize that the real hypnosis was happening right when I started the session, in the stories that I tell and the way that I tell them and the way I direct your thinking with the questions. That's all part of the hypnosis as well.
Do we need to email you for the succeeding Thursdays, or is what you sent today good for them?
I sent the link today, and this will be good. I think it gave you an option of choosing the dates, but it's the same link each week.
Oh, good.
So you don't have to re-register. You can use the same link. If you want to re-register, it gives me a little bit of a head count, but if one person shows up, I'm showing up, and we can take up to 100. So that's my goal. You want to pay me back or pay it forward? Invite more people, because if you think I light up for 10 or 15 or 20 people, wait till you see me when there's 100 people in the class and I know how many people I can positively impact. You know, I just, my goal is to spread the wonderful ability to be at choice to as many people as we can.
Are you in the class?
I am, yeah, but that's okay. What's up?
How do I make raspberries? Is there a packet?
Okay, so we're a little over time. I like to be respectful of everybody. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for showing up. I love doing this. I love each of you. I know pretty much everyone on the call, or you know me at least, and thank you.
Another
better,
great
Mark.
week, Mark. This was awesome.
Thank you
I'll be
very
sending
much.
you some really good healing vibes for pain relief.
I appreciate it. And
Full
we'll see you all soon. And feel
Okay,
free to
bye.
reach out to me
Thank you,
directly.
Mark. That was great.
All right.
Very great.
Bye.
Good session,
care.
Mark.
Thank you.
Good
Bye-bye,
night,
everybody.
everybody. Have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day to the moms.
Thank you. You too.